On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we are back with my 2004 Pontiac Aztek to hopefully fix the last piece of the puzzle. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today we are here to hopefully finish up a very long saga. We started by pulling this guy's fishing Aztek out of a barn, like a lean-to where it had been sitting for years, and it was destroyed. And now it is much better. It does need washed one more time, but of course we washed it, polished it, ceramic coated it, ripped the entire interior out, washed the entire interior. Just a ridiculous amount of work went into this Aztek. Of course, we got to put the tint on it, see how that was going to look, but what's left is installing the front seats and the center console. But there's one problem. The electronic interlock for the shifter is broken. So that's this little nub right there. If you pull it out, it shifts, no problem. But that's a little solenoid, and it's supposed to, of course, unlock electronically. In this car, it is not. And I thought it was a bad solenoid, and it turns out that this is a very common problem with the Aztek. It is not a bad solenoid. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this thing forward, and let's see if you guys spot the problem. Throw a little bit of extra light in there too. There's a nick in the purple wire. The orange wire is not connected to anything. I'm gonna guess that's why this isn't working. So obviously after years of driving this thing and running the shifter back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, those wires wear out. That one actually broke off at the connector. So what we're gonna do is unplug that thing, pull out as much wire as we can, and try to save this connector. Unplugging this should be the easy part. We might need a screwdriver or something to get in there. I pushed the pin in with my knife. We've got the connector out. Let's take a look at these wires here. Yeah, just the purple and orange ones are damaged. And you can't even see where the orange one's supposed to connect. Looks like the actual pin is gone. Take a look at the connector. Ah, the center one there. Center bottom is the orange with black stripe. You just can't see it from outside. We'll try to depin this thing. Well, the correct depinning set for this is actually at my house because I don't have to do too many repins of electrical systems, but that is the one that is bad right there. If you can see that, it's pretty tore up, and I went ahead and removed the purple one as well, and I took a picture of this so I know where they go. At least I had it removed. There we go. That's how they slide out, right out of the back. Make sure you remove the lock first, that little locking tab right there, and of course, since I didn't have the right tool, I used a straight pick and just carefully pried underneath where you would normally insert your pinning tool, right there. Just put it underneath, give it a little pry, and then pull back on the wire. And just like that, we have the perfect donor harness, every wire color that I needed. It's the old spare engine harness from the Jeep. So it looks like we're gonna grab purple and orange, and I'll just get myself about, that's probably all I need. And for orange, I think our orange over there is orange and black. We don't have orange and black, so we're just gonna go with orange. And boom. Keeping the colors intact and everything. This orange one had definitely been repaired before with all that solder globbed on there. I think we might have to, I mean, we're gonna try to unsolder that and put our new wire on there. You gotta love how fast this thing heats up. It's been on for 10 seconds. Soldering iron tip needs clean for sure. There's our first repair. Not flawless, but definitely one that will hold up. Usually I'd go get the heat gun, but today we're gonna cheat. I think what I'm gonna try to do here is just melt this with the torch and see if the solder will fall off. Okay, she's warm. I wasn't fast enough, that's for sure. Well, I know it's just about impossible to see what I'm working on in here, but if this fixes this, I am going to be ecstatic all of this time that we've been unable to ship this car, and all it needed was I don't know, 20 minutes of work to resolder those pins and fix that one, extend that one. There's not a lot of wire left in here, I'll tell you that. This is like a 18 or a 16 gauge wire. It's pretty small. Twist them over themselves over and over and over. So I've got a nice tight junction, and then find a way to hold it in place while we solder it up. Gun is dead. Dead. Oh no, the flashing red light. That's the worst case scenario. I only need you to make 2 joints. And here's our last wire, last solder joint in this whole job. All of pennies to fix the Aztek. So if your Aztek won't shift, at least you know what's up. Boom! Got it done before the soldering iron died. I took a picture so we know what goes where inside the connector. Purple goes on top and the crimp face is up. So it's gonna go in here just like so, if I can do it. All right, top is snapped back in. Let's hook this thing up and go test it out. I am super pumped about this. Okay. I'm gonna step on the brake and that solenoid is gonna pop out. I sure hope it does. So here comes the ignition. And oh, the battery's dead. Well, I have no clue how the battery died in the Aztek, but take a look at this. I'm gonna step on the brake so you can see the pin. Finally! I thought it was a bad solenoid all along, but whoop. Yes! It is time to put the interior back in and put the seats in! What an absolute victory. And here I thought I was gonna have to replace parts. Turns out I just needed to spend a few minutes on it. All right, hopefully that starts back up. It charged for a second. Let's throw an interior in this. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are as excited as I am. The Aztek, I gotta put that back. The Aztek is going to be done today. We're gonna finish cleaning up everything. I'm gonna bolt the seats back in today, put the center console back together, I guess the other order. Center console first, then the seats, and then it'll be ready for a final wipe down and wash, and this thing is ready to go camping. And I do think we're taking it camping. But that should be it for working on the Aztek, which is something I am very, very excited about. So let's get to it. I'll start putting the center console back together. We'll throw the seats in. It shouldn't take any time at all. That's the finishing touch right there. Crowning achievement. Cleaned up Aztek mat, and of course the interior will get cleaned up one more time before we sell it. Well, actually clean, because we haven't actually like detailed the interior. We just cleaned it forever. So now let's put these seats in, make the magic happen. Start with the passenger seat.
You know, at least it's not that Oklahoma dirt.
Oh yeah, at least it's not red dirt. If it was, it would have never been saved.
Yeah.
Yeah, red dirt's the worst dirt. Okay. Now we can hook up our airbags and seat sensors. Got an occupancy sensor, it looks like. Obviously airbag igniter. There's our bag. All right. we are ready to put these rails on. There's one, but unfortunately the nuts are back here. Driving the Aztek for the first time with an interior I can sit in. It has been a long time since the last time I got to drive this car. But it's pretty cool to have it back out on the road again. It has not moved in probably a month or something like that. It'll get a final interior wipe down and then it's time for the camping trip. I definitely still have one turn signal fast flashing, that front right one. I'll get that sorted out. Could actually just be like a bad filament in the bulb. Look at that though. No lights on the dash for the first time. Pretty crazy. That's what the Aztek life's all about. Going to the river, maybe driving your Aztek into the river, depending on how you're feeling for the day. Who knows? That's what the last owner did with it. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do with it too. No, I'm gonna take care of this now. 227,000 miles. A new 4T65, completely gutting the car and high pressure washing it all out. And here we are going down the road, 60 miles an hour. Let's see if cruise works, cruise on, cruise set. Cruise works? Oh, what a winner. I'm liking it. All right, I'm gonna take the Aztek back to the shop, give it to the detailers, and the next time we see it, it's time to take a camping trip. I gotta say, I just backed the Aztek all the way in here. It has a killer visibility. You can see everything. It's like sitting in a fishbowl, and that back glass really does help you back it up. Anyway, that is the end of the Aztek saga for now. I mean, at least fixing it. And honestly, fixing the rest of it only cost me about, I don't know, 20 cents in reality, solder and heat shrink. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjargo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. We'll send it over to the statue detailers. You mean the detail statues?